Crit status active. Orbital status standby.
What is up, Guardians? This is Cosmodrome Radio, broadcasting all the way from here, all the way into the throne world. Because
we're broadcasting on Telesto.
No,
all hail
Telesto.
Telesto.
No,
Telesto.
All hail Telesto.
King of the
all
universe.
Hail Telesto.
Radiance.
You know, I tried to avoid this travesty all week, and then these motherfuckers pulled me into it. Like, I legitimately popped into Destiny, saw the message of Telesto took over, and was like, I'm not playing all week. I don't care. Like, I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, I'm gonna farm Grasp of Avarice and get my shotgun, which I'm gonna do more of that tonight. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing nothing else. I don't want nothing to do with it.
I'm there with Panda in the while we're farming, shooting Telesto.
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 You are banished.
Telesto.
You are banished.
We should just speak in Telesto the rest of the time.
So we'll get into the nonsense of Telesto in a moment. But yeah, this is the podcast all about Destiny 2 and all the good stuff with it. You can listen to this podcast every week on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Since Toll didn't know we were on Google Podcasts.
Sorry, I hit a brain fart.
Well, it was so funny because I'm like, every week I say it, and then Toll goes, "Hey Panda, are we on Google Podcasts?" I just looked at him and was like, "Are you fucking crazy, bro?"
He's not the only one. I still have people like, "Is it on this?" And I'm like, "Yes, on all
everything
platforms."
Everything, like literally I'll give you one. We're not on SoundCloud because SoundCloud's hosting system is stupid. So everything but SoundCloud. How about that? That way you have a whole transparency. Everything but SoundCloud. There you go. So they're like straight up. We're even on iHeartRadio. That's that way you can flip between us and your favorite radio stations. So there you go. Like we're on everything. So, you know, like you can follow us on Twitter at Cosmodrome Radio. If you need to find the link for the podcast, just go to cosmodromeradio.com. You definitely can check us out there. We're definitely gonna have some great stuff coming for you soon. We just got an amazing RP stud that we're gonna feature on our Twitter soon. Like the artist kicked ass, and we're super happy about it. So that's gonna be dope as hell. We might even get the merch right soon. That we gonna make it like a giant T-shirt, which would be dope as hell. So don't just get ready for some cool shit. Discord will be opening soon, and things are popping off. My name is Panda the Paladin. To my left, we have the man who legitimately, how do I phrase this? The man who, in the middle of a Grasp of Avarice farm, let himself die multiple times to the Ogre I-beam while gathering engrams. And then play
my warlock.
No.
Titan main.
No. Don't even say that. It was the fact that you straight up said, I'm just brain dead today." And I'm like, bro, just hide behind the barrier. And he's like, "I am." Dies again. I'm like, bro, what?
I let my brain turn off for 1 minute.
So how are you today?
Well, I'm good. I have caffeine.
Oh, okay. You have caffeine, so your brain's on. Good. Proud of you. And then we have the return of both of my NB hunters, but the return of the OG. We have Prismatic. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm tired, which is not a surprise to anyone.
and you here, and we love you for it, and we're so happy that you're here. And then, like, the one who is streaming all the time now on TikTok and keeps flopping between, like thinking they're a warlock 1 minute and a hunter the next. Falcon, how you doing?
Good. My secret is that I do PvE content on my hunter and PvP now on my warlock. I've decided. So,
interesting.
But yes, I'm doing really good.
Sweet. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into this nonsense. Telesto. So, for those who don't know, at Reset on Tuesday. For those who don't know, at Reset on Tuesday, everyone sort of just noticed that Telesto was having some issues because there was the normal people that like check Telesto whenever there's a patch, and they noticed that Telesto legitimately had a new animation where it was smoking and sparking. And people were like, what's going on? And they like even tested a little bit more and found out there was a
patch?
Huh?
For people that check Telesto every patch?
Days since Telesto's been broken is a website that tracks every patch.
Legitimately. Like every patch. Because how much Telesto has broken the game previously. Like, do you not remember the days where people could shoot their teammates with Telesto and then run into a group of Guardians and kill them? Like, like we had that.
When we were
against my will.
Against my will.
So it's like there's a whole website to track this crap now because people are legitimately afraid of Telesto. So when Telesto started having problems this week, people were obviously concerned.
Oh, I think there was a notification that said the clock has been paused indefinitely or something. That's probably what they were talking about. Got it.
Yeah. I don't know. But then there was the issue of there was the new fire mode for it where the bolts of Telesto were sort of just floating up into the air and like not doing anything. And people were super freaking confused. And then the next day, everyone got a message on Bungie's socials that Telesto had taken over. And that was super concerning. You saw like, I am Telesto, I am beyond Bungie, I am beyond Destiny. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
It was a good takeover.
Like I will say, I forget what Bungie dev it was, but shout out to them because the day before the takeover, there's all the drama going on with Elon Musk and the Twitter system. They were super upset that they couldn't change the profile picture of the Destiny Twitter to Telesto like they could for Facebook because of the new system. So they kind of accidentally leaked what was going on, and I'm like, that's kind of ironic you say that. Like, I figured, you're just talking about for like promotional reasons. That's fine. But like, then the next day, because Facebook changed first, and I was like, that's what you meant. It's like, I forget what dev it was, but that was just funny to say.
Facebook was where I saw it first.
But it was just like they took over TikTok, they took over Facebook, they took over Instagram and Twitter. It was just like, yo, y'all are going balls to the wall with this Telesto joke. And I'm like, I'm here for it, but I'm actually kind of afraid of like what's going to happen. And some people are, especially because they even gave Telesto new animations. People were thinking, is this going to be like a new in-game event? Like, is something going to happen? And it didn't really turn into anything. And people were kind of bummed about it. So it was kind of interesting to see what happened there.
I am in the bummed camp because I kind of like that they leaned into this ongoing joke, this fucking meme. And I saw somebody saying that, I think it was Sticky, talking about how, maybe this will show them that, they can bring the community together and stuff. And I have to kind of put, my 2 cents in here. I think the whole puzzle from when Saint came back was proof that the community will come together to solve a fucking puzzle.
Yeah, for sure.
I still have
the vault of time was fucking insane, bro. Like,
I
that was a
have
crazy
the picture
puzzle
saved of like all the different paths that they took, like
right, like
zooming out.
You had raid seekers, you had everybody on high alert trying to figure out what the hell was going on with that. So like hell, Whisper, freaking 0 hour, Bungie knows Presage, like Bungie knows people crave for in-game events to be balls to the wall insane, and they will go find every secret. They'll test every little thing to find every little detail. So for a fact that like legitimately when Telesto started like having issues, like people were like kind of figured, oh wait, Banshee's been holding Telesto the past like 3 seasons. Let's go talk to the Clovis head, and the Clovis head didn't have anything. Like, people check everything when something goes awry in Destiny. So there's no excuse for like not having more community-based events. Because Bungie has already seen what the community is capable of. Like with the Niobe labs alone, where people were having to do friggin' like crazy ass math and shit like that.
I still have the pictures on my phone of all the different puzzles. You can still go into
Niobe labs.
It's really hard to do, but it's pain in the ass.
I had my breakdowns. Thank you. I don't need to go back.
Well, you can Uber into the Niobe labs. You can friggin' I remember watching the videos back when Outbreak Prime came out, and people were having to do like all the crazy puzzles for that. Like
You mean the 100-something codes that you had to do in an X amount of time? I did it.
Yeah.
Like we know what Bungie's capable of, and the Bungie knows what the community's capable of. So like there should be no reason why the Telesto shit like they legit made a Telesto ship, a Telesto Ghost, a Telesto Sparrow. They had a Telesto mask for the Halloween thing. Like there were so many hints that like Telesto was gonna explode and be removed from the game or become a whole different exotic. Or like a whole new thing was gonna happen in game or something like that. No, it was just a little thing for an emblem. I'm like, that's kind of anticlimactic. Like
maybe they drop something next week. Hopefully,
I will say I'm in the camp of hoping that things continue to evolve. If they wanted to do something like this, like that was this small, they should have, in my opinion, they should have just saved it for like April Fool's Day or something.
That would have been funny for April Fool's Day to pull up and be like, oh, well, there's nothing here.
If you log into Destiny, when a daily change happened at 11, if you log in, it says next week in Telesto. Then it says Telesto, and then the rotation is Telesto. So maybe there will be something next week. Maybe they're just hyping it up this week.
Telesto.
So everybody... It's all Telesto, so maybe that means there might be a secret activity.
Telesto supremacy, here we come.
Well, the only reason I think there might be is they haven't like shut down anybody yet. Like DMV hasn't been, like the community manager hasn't been going out and being like, hey, like we hear you, like there's not going to be anything, don't get your hopes up. They did, I mean, in the TWAB they did say there's no secrets, so I don't know.
They said that in a patch,
but they also have Telesto
taking
over. So I don't know. I'm a little bummed that there's nothing.
That could have been that swap could have been Telesto.
It could have been Telesto. I mean, Telesto has them at gunpoint right now. So
Jesus. Anyway, so basically, like Bungie kind of went hog wild with Telesto. So if there's something else happens, we will talk about it next week and just give you more developments. But it was kind of cool. Like I will include the emblem code in the show notes for anybody who needs that. But like there's also like a 0 days since Telesto broke a T-shirt you can buy on the Bungie store.
Oh, I'm gonna get that.
So if anyone wants that, go get that. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and move on from that. The next big thing that happened that stirred up a lot of controversy last weekend was so a Bungie game director Joe Blackburn was caught playing with Trials players that were obviously doing a how do I say this? Yes, the common term is boosting, but like doing a very very frowned upon thing in the Trials of Osiris community, where basically to evade the flawless pool, a lot of people who will like do carries for people to take them to the lighthouse because they're not as good of players. They will carry them to the lighthouse. What they will do is once they win their final game, they will hurriedly reset their card back to like from 6 wins to 0. That way they only have 1 win, and that person gets to go to the lighthouse while they go back to helping people continue going. And if you looked at the Trials report that was screenshot for when Blackbird was playing with these people, you had like one dude who had over so many trips to the lighthouse and had over like 40, 50 wins for like that day, the 18 wins of the other guy. And it was very distressing for a lot of people. And people were wondering, is Joe the head, like the director of Bungie, even like just exposing the fact that the flawless pool is stupid and all this other stuff like that? And it took True Vanguard making a video kind of going, I don't like it's not a great look, but I don't it's not him resetting. So I wonder what's going on. And Joe Blackburn came out and said, hey man, it's certainly new and interesting to be in the spotlight like this. I understand that the spot in Trials is in right now is a bunch under a microscope, but the truth is a lot less exciting. I had a clanmate that had been wanting to run Trials with me for a long time. Finally had some time this weekend, was going to do a full clan run, but someone had to run GMs at the last minute. Ended up playing with one clanmate and someone new who were both on console. I drug them into the PC pool to play some games for a round or two. Well, best we got was 5 wins. Then a bunch of us had to go cook dinner. I'm often worried about the lens that can happen when playing with me, especially since I play with a lot of randoms on LFG. But there were no goals here to accomplish any shenanigans on my end. Just played a few games and walked away with another piece of my Monkey Hunter set. We still have plenty of work to do on the competitive side of PvP, and I'm excited to continue to getting crushed and hopefully to be getting better with a bunch of y'all next season. More info on the competitive PvP updates that we have planned there coming later this month. And that's a very glossed over version of like what was going on, because the way it really looked was kind of concerning, because it didn't just look like a couple of his boys were going into trials to have fun. It legitimately looked like his boys were boosting. So that raised a lot of concerns within the community, and people were saying that even Bungie is pointing out how you can evade their system. And I'm like, I don't really know how to handle this. Falcon, you're the PvP expert. Help me out here.
So I think we were kind of talking earlier this week about how there's a fine line between carrying people and doing it to out of like the goodness of your heart, like the morality of it.
Like Falcon last weekend, you were helping me try to go flawless.
Like, so if I were to play with another person and we do like a hard carry, like I do that sometimes. Like I do it because this person's never gone flawless. They want to experience it. Like the joy you hear them have when they go for their first flawless is like a special feeling. Like you help them do something that they've probably been thinking about a long time. On the other hand, though, if you're using like meta weapons, teabagging everybody in your carry, like you're being like harmful to the community, and you're doing carries at the same time, like I have an issue with that. I think that's where a lot of salt comes from when people are like, wow, you're boosting. Because usually those people, it's an assumption, but there are also people who boost their KDs, they one win reset, and that harms the non-flawless pool. It's different when they're doing like carries out of kindness. I think there's a line between that and harming the pool. That's my take.
Right. And my biggest issue with just like, we've talked about it like a couple times recently, where I legitimately have voiced it on TikTok, I voiced it here, where I think Bungie unintentionally created the economy of people paying for carries and people paying or doing raffles because of the flawless seal requiring you to get like two carries.
Yeah,
like people who have never gone flawless before.
Yeah,
and
I would agree with that.
And that created this dichotomy where either you're going into the LFG, you see it constantly in the LFG of where it says, "Hey,
$10 guaranteed carry."
Well, that $10 in guaranteed carry, but also just never been flawless before, because there's the people who just go into the LFG looking for people to carry flawless because they want their seal done for the season. So it's like, you have those individuals trying to get that done, but then there's people who legitimately just have created a whole following on Twitch or that way, just carry people flawless, and it's just ridiculous. And that's why when
ego's involved with those people too, and that's what bothers me.
Yeah, and and those people are the ones that will vehemently reach out and say the flawless pool is a problem when they're just trying to make their money. They don't care about the landscape of the game and the benefits it has for PvP overall. They're looking at it as, how can we still make money?
Yeah.
Chris, your thoughts?
I'm kind of with Falcon on that whole, like, there's a certain line of that between me being okay with it and me having a problem with it. I wish there was a way to actually make the flawless pool work. Because as someone who, any of my flawlesses have either been hard carries or I had one paid for by a friend. I just lost my train of thought. Damn it. This is what happens when you're up over 12 hours. The people that do it just for money and don't care about the game, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I don't really have a problem with raffles if people are doing it for like viewers. It's when money gets involved that I think the care for the game goes down. if you're doing it out of the good of your heart, like, good on you, because like Falcon said, like, hearing the joy in people's voices when they get to go to the lighthouse for the first time, like, it makes me happy. So I don't know, when you have these people that just reset their card, I think I've said in previous episodes that those people usually piss me off, because they'll go back into the queue and normally, you know, they're the people teabagging and being just the worst kind of they're the people that I get faced against at some point, depending on who I'm playing with, that make me not even want to go back in. So
right,
I don't know.
and it's like that specifically that is something that I cannot stand, because you will have the individuals who, especially the 1-win resetters, and you'll see that on LFG a lot, where they are legitimately 1 win, like they'll get 1 win and then a reset. Because the problem with Trials of Osiris overall, it's not a competitive like situation where there's skill-based matchmaking involved. It's card-based. So you can legitimately have someone who has like 2.11 KD and then have to go off against someone who has like a lowest shit KD if you guys have the same win count. So what people do is they'll keep getting 1 win, then resetting. That way they can straight just smash and boost their KD. So you'll have these high-ass KDs on people because they'll sit in 1 win reset. And there's people, some people like, oh, that's an outlier. No, it's not an outlier. We see it every week in Trials. We see it all the time, especially when you match the same people over and over again. You see it constantly, and it's ridiculous. Like you notice it specifically when you go into the street into Twitch right now. You're gonna see people who are starting to just go 6 wins, reset their card after carrying people. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see so many people on Twitch going, "Hey, raffle, enter the raffle for a carry." I think raffles should be outlawed too. I think Bungie should walk through the Twitch live streams. Anyone who is doing a raffle should be banned off site. Like straight up.
There's still money involved, because usually the person has to be like sub to them too.
Exactly, because they'll do like sub only like chats that way they have to enter the raffle, stuff like that, or like you have to be a follower for like this however long. There's an like economy to it. There's literally an economy to it, and it's just a whole mess. What did you say, Joel?
Can I add something into this from the PvE side of it?
Sure, go for it.
So the other day I was looking for some people who were doing an Oryx checkpoint, because I don't feel like doing the whole raid, because I just needed 1 red border from First Mind of Bahrain. And I'm sitting there, and there was a post saying, Kingsfall carry. Pay money Kingsfall carry. I'm sitting here like,
why would you pay money?
I will teach you how to play.
I've seen non-bot ones.
Like the audacity of anyone to pay for like a raid carry, like
a normal carry of all things.
Let me preface this. Let me preface this straight up. People who come into this podcast who have had bad experiences at LFGs. I understand that you've had bad experiences at LFGs. I understand that you might not have a mic. I understand that you have like a life going on and you don't have a lot of time to like go into a group, but it is 2022. As someone who has had the worst experiences at LFGs, who legitimately didn't play with multiplayer in Destiny until D2, I played all of D1 by myself, and like I even did freaking Crota Zen by myself because I didn't have any friends. I didn't trust anyone back because I was going through some stuff. I can tell you that there are good people that will help you through raids. There is no reason on God's green earth that you should want to pay somebody to take you through a raid. We will literally carry you through Kingsfall. We will teach you Kingsfall. That way you can teach other people. And yo, I get it.
Is that a confirmed we're launching Discord?
No,
he said it like 7 times now, so I'm assuming yes.
It's just
I just gotta put together the channels that we can launch the Discord tomorrow.
Or Panda's just being the biggest podcast cock tease in forever. So
anyway, hooligan ass people. But like the reason why also I know money's tight. I know it's almost Christmas, but y'all, a microphone is $10. Like you can literally walk into any GameStop right now and
not even GameStop. You can walk into Walmart. You got $30. You can get a decent mic.
Not even $30. Like, it's like $10. You can get. You can walk into a game.
No,
and
this
get,
the one I'm talking about. This lasted my friend. My friend's still using it, and he's been using it for 3 years.
Dang.
Like, there's just no reason why. Like, I understand you will have like the most toxic individuals on mic, but like, if you have a good group of people and they're like, "Yo, that's why like I refuse to play trials, to play do a raid or a GM without people who have mic. I've kicked so many people who don't have a mic because, especially in a hard content like Deepstone Crypt, like King's Fall, where callouts are important, things of that nature, you have to communicate. If you can't communicate, like PC, you could possibly get away with chat, but that's a stretch. But like in general, it's just like you have to be able to communicate. So like, I will buy you. I'm not gonna go. I'll buy the whole Destiny video fucking microphone. but like, if you're doing a raid with me, we can figure something out, dog. Like I could like cash app you and you get you a microphone the next day or something like that. Like, we want you to love this game. We want you to enjoy this game. Like, there should be no reason why anyone should be able to join an LFG, have a good experience, and roll out. Like, that's the cut and dry of it. And if there's a homophobic or a racist piece of shit in this game, all you got to do is tell them you're literally playing a game with different game modes, like themed after gay people and like straight up. That's what I love when I find homophobic people in trials.
Yeah,
like straight up. And like, I love people fighting homophobes in trials because you're playing a game mode about gay people. How do you feel about that? Like, it's always comical. So like, well, just shrug people off like that, and like I know it's hard. I know it's hard.
Report and block. I know it's hard too.
Report and block. Like, we got you. So yeah, I'll work on the damn Discord. So hooligans, all of you.
Write it down. Timestamp it.
Third time at least he's mentioned it's coming.
Jesus. Anyway,
wait, I want to be the dissenting voice on this because I think it was either with Toll or it was with someone else from our clan. We did a deep stone with somebody who didn't have a mic, but they could put short messages on the thing. He fucking kicked ass. He was better than one of the other guys who had a mic.
I was teaching this person how to like do the raid too, and it was awesome.
It was
most of the time, and most of the raids.
We had a fun.
He told us that he had never done it before, and I think he actually ended up getting eyes.
You know, nice. we had a run where 2 people who never did the raid got eyes. It was so satisfying to teach them how to do the raid.
We had a
problem child. We had a problem child that whole time, but it was fun.
That one guy.
Yes, we had a problem child. But
we almost pulled our hair up, but it's fine. We got through it.
We got through it. We made friends, and it was a great time.
So,
and I love teaching people Deepstone.
Deepstone's especially next season. Doing Deepstone's will be fun as hell because we're gonna be farming fucking weapons like crazy.
Yeah.
So I Prismatic will be the dissenting voice on this topic. There are some raids that I do think that you can teach without having to have a mic, as long as they can put like a message or some kind of response to let you know that they understand, or at least that they can hear and understand what's going on. Like, so, and if Panda won't teach you, then I will teach you.
Man. Well, I mean, like, think about it like this, especially with Deepstone. Think about it. If unless they're doing ad clear, first encounter, you need to have callouts. Second encounter, you need to have callouts. Third encounter, you need to have callouts. Fourth encounter, you need to have callouts. Like every one of those encounters, you need to be able to communicate with your team. So it's like, how are you? I don't get people who can do raids without mics. I think the only raid on the top of my head that you could possibly get away with it, and like, because I've done it, I've done no callouts for it, is Vogue, because someone I trusted who I knew could run their position and not have to worry about it, and like they just didn't do callouts for Venus or Mars or do oracles, was like, well, he used to be part of the clan. Like, that's the only one you could possibly get away with it, because like for the oracles encounter, you could just read chat and like watch when the oracle pops. But
people can also do it if you stand on the right pillar.
Right. So it's like, in general, like, Vogue is the only one that I can even think of that you could possibly get away with a mic. But like Last Wish, Ooh, you last witch is chaotic as fuck. There's no way.
Once you get to vault, you need a mic, but after like Cali, you don't need a mic.
But like Shuro, that's a little intense.
Shuro G, you don't need a mic. As long as everybody knows how to
puzzles,
do like,
the puzzles. The puzzles
aren't that hard though.
And you also don't need you also don't need the mic to stand on the plate. Don't you just need 4 people to run on plates in those rooms?
Yeah.
Unless you like have a royal goof up.
You're like I think you're leaning into the hard of like nobody has a mic. I'm not saying let's pick up 5 randoms who've never done it before, have no idea what they're doing, and don't have a mic.
Yeah.
I'm saying Toll and I and one other person who knew what we were doing picked up 3 random people, 2 of which had never done it. One didn't have a mic, and we did it no problem.
Nice.
Like for Deepstone. So it is possible to do. You just have to put them in the right spot and make sure that they understand what they're doing.
Yeah, right. But
that's the hope when you're carrying that.
Yeah, that's the hope. It's just it feels bad because you gotta restrict what they do in the raid because they can't communicate, which sucks.
I mean,
what were you gonna say, Prince?
we did that other Deepstone where we couldn't hear D's, and as he knew what to do. So I mean, we didn't have to have a mic to communicate with him. The people that were on Xbox could communicate with him, but
yeah. So we had the grapevine, but
we had the grapevine. That was such a weird time where like Xbox still had problems.
Had a way to communicate because we had one person on Xbox, so we could just grapevine everything we needed.
Yeah, that was very weird.
So I'm not writing it off. I know.
Yeah, Falcon. Xbox is weird.
It's okay. I have it too.
Right.
It's very different.
Y'all are hooligans. All right, so from there we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic because, like, I don't want to give Blackbird too much shit because, like, if Blackbird straight up was just legitimately just trying to play trials and got with one bad LFG, cool. But like, I will admit, like, from a certain angle, it looks sus. But anyone who disses the flawless pool is just is stupid.
As you would say, a sussy baka.
Let me recant my statement just now. Anyone who disses the flawless pool isn't stupid. They misunderstand the purpose and don't want to put the effort in to go with it. They would have like most people would have abused the system in that case. So that's where I'll leave that specifically. Next thing, like we'll sort of dive into the TWAB a little bit, other than it being Telesto.
Hail Telesto.
Telesto.
Oh, hail Telesto.
Today's winning trials map ended up being Anomaly because Anomaly, that's going to be a rough trials thing with Anomaly. Oh my god. Then Telesto.
I thought it was Cauldron.
I thought it was Cauldron.
Yeah, the map is Telesto Cauldron.
It's Cauldron? Wait.
Because I read the top thing where it says Whisper singing the word Anomaly on repeat.
I'm not reading.
But then it was like the Cauldron was so Cauldron's gonna be stressful as a freaking trials.
Anomaly and Cauldron are both stressful, but they were both better than the other one.
Yeah, that's fair. But then Iron Banner's coming back next week, like which I feel like we've been waiting for Iron Banner to come back.
Oh my god, forever! Long. It needs to be 3 or 4 times. Like,
three is the happy medium.
That was what I honestly did 4 because like I honestly understand where Bungie was coming from, where they were like, "Yo, we had Iron Banner too much." But my thing was,
I was burned out on Control. That's the reason.
Well, yeah, but like also the problem with Iron Banner was, if we really want to boil it down, the issue wasn't that there was too much Iron Banner. It was the fact that you had a lot of Iron Banner in a system where you had like 10 plus guns in the rotation. You had in the old armor set. So you had the old system where it was based off the Iron Banner coins. So you had people trying to get things like Reese Walker and Peace Bond, like these high demand guns, while having to fish through shitty armor rolls and like guiding sights and included finalities, which apparently included finality ended up being really good after a while. No one really noticed that until it was too late.
I love that thing from day one, so it's their problem.
Yeah, and then like people start like people were fishing for multi-box, but we're getting like auto rifles, and like there was so much in that loot pool, and it was based off of coins. Bungie misunderstood what the problem was. It wasn't that there was a lot of Iron Banner. It was the fact that there was a good, healthy amount of Iron Banner, but the system to grind the loot was broken. And you literally waited until it was the last thing that needed to be fixed to fix Iron Banner. And then they're like, now we're going to change the theming of Iron Banner and have it only be 2 times per season. Bungie needs to put it back to where it's 4 times a season and honestly, they need to lower the legendary shard count of how much you need to focus on those weapons.
Oh my god, it's so expensive.
It's so expensive. It's
There's
ridiculous.
no reason it has to be that expensive.
What's expensive?
So it's they need. It's like 100 or is it 50?
It's 100.
It's 100. Damn,
which
it's
is
50.
Ridiculous.
So like you're wasting so much just to try to get specific weapon rolls, and not only that, they're doing the system now where they're rotating guns out of the system, so you have a limited time to grind for that specific weapon you want. What if you're just broke and you're having to fish through engrams? It's back to the same thing as it was before. So it's just a whole mess. I would say I'd be okay with the Gambit 50. I would be okay with the Gambit 50 if that was just 50. Because that would make a lot more sense to me, especially with how many guns are in the pool.
25.
Yeah, maybe. So it's like, that was the issue. So now we have Gambit coming back. Please, I gotta pull up the TWAB. I forget what guns are rotating out. Does anyone remember what guns are rotating out? I think at like
the Reese Walker is rotating out, and oh god, it's
like Reese Walker. It's Reese Walker and then the pulse rifle.
Yeah,
it's Reese Walker and the pulse rifle. So if you this is your last week. If you are looking for a surplus opening, or a surplus Iron Reach, or a quick draw Iron Reach, or like any of that role of Reese Walker, this is your last chance to get it before it rotates out. And I know that we just had the last chance to get Aisha's as a trials weapon, but if you want to even just get a trials engram and focus it for an Aisha's or a Reed's Regret before the season ends, please do it. Like, I know people think, Taipan is the best thing ever now, but like, Reese Walker is not Reese Walker. Reed's Regret is stasis. Reed's Regret has multiple different benefits to it. So even if you just focus on like basic engrams only and don't have an adept version, it's still worth it. My triple tap firing line, Reed's Regret still puts in muddy work. So
it's better this season, and it's easier to proc weapons or fight Font of Might with stasis, anyways.
So it's like, please make sure that you're like grinding at least a little bit of trials. Like, even if it's just to get your pinnacle and you do a little bit of work and you get a couple engrams and you just go focus them for Aisha's to get like triple tap Adagio or triple tap 4 times the charm, and then you get Reed's Regret with like triple tap Vorpal or triple tap firing line. Like, that would be really healthy. Do that, because that way you have those weapons for later on. That's what I would highly recommend, because you're gonna regret it. There's motherfuckers out here like Toll that get super mad when I whip out my Hung Jury because Mans just wasn't here and now he can't get Hung Jury. And I feel bad for him because Bungie just rotated that shit out when they shouldn't have yet and kept other weapons. Like, Hung Jury should still be in the damn loot pool, I think. But like that's the point. But apparently we're getting legacy focusing in 2 seasons, so we'll see how that goes.
I promise.
But also, the other thing that they wanted to call out was Interruption. They fixed a bug when the primed player on a 5+ streak would give extra points to each participating player, which that should calm down matches a little bit and make them slow down a little bit. So good on them. I still think Eruption is a dumb mode. I still think Eruption is a dumb mode, but
get
whatever.
that blasphemy out of here.
I want Control back.
No, Control was so boring.
No. Because
my take is, unless you're 4, 5, or 6 stacking, Destiny players don't know how to play as a team. They don't know how to capture
exactly.
points.
That's the big issue. But here's
the objective.
Exactly.
The objective. If it's the reason I think they got rid of Control is because, and they got rid of Power Level, is because Iron Banner Control is not a competitive game mode unless it's 4v4. If it's anything else, it's just pubs, and it has no reason to be competitive. But that's why I think Eruption and Rift are better game modes, because it's no think, just shoot.
But my biggest problem is, and I think Rift kind of exposed it, is that Bungie, like Iron Banner is supposed to be even like higher on the echelon of lore when it comes to the highest competition of Destiny. It was the contest of champions. These motherfuckers sweated their dicks off to go in and do this thing. So them getting rid of Power Level defeats the purpose of that. But also, Bungie needed to emphasize and sort of like help guide the community when it came to the control mode, because and it kind of even exposes it when they add the capture point to trials, is that no one knows how to play an objective. So if they made it so like Iron Banner was a competitive mode every weekend and had it be control, you would see motherfuckers developing teams, developing metas, and there being this healthy dynamic when it comes to Iron Banner. Iron Banner should be higher up on the totem pole than Trials.
I take if you want it to be higher up, they should bring it back to year 1 4v4. I think that's their 4v4 mode if they ever want to do that again.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't know.
I think 6v6 Iron Banner. I would be fine playing control if it was 4v4. I think 6v6 Iron Banner just needs to stay in its public match area. I don't think it'll ever be competitive unless they drop it down to something like 4v4. Because you can't solo stack against 6 teams, 6 stacks, and most people don't. I don't want to 6 stack and play PvP. I just want to go in there and shoot things.
But I think my counter to that is, if you want to do that, we need to remove the skill-based matchmaking from control and put it in the competitive playlist. But but like my counter to that is, if we remove SBMM from control and put it in the competitive playlist, then control is where like basic control is where you go to just shoot things. Iron Banner should be where you sweat your dick off for the better version of control, where it locks and you hunt the wolves and you do that. Like when like right now when Saladin says the HUD is on, I'm like, where's the HUD? The HUD's not here. We're not chasing nobody. If you want me
to 6 stack, you lock my loadout.
Ooh, Iron Banner with locked loadouts. That sounds fun.
I like
really
that.
Fun. Yeah, I like that right there. Yeah, control with locked loadouts.
I would play that.
Bungie, listen to the podcast. This is where we live right here. Locked loadouts, 6v6. Let's go.
I'm with that. I'm just gonna run around with my fucking no light level. Cool. I'm just gonna run around with a recluse.
No. Re-enable light level. Re-enable light level.
My recluse.
No. Fuck that.
Level, lock loadouts.
Light level. Lock your loadouts. Fucking make it so like you like do it that way. That way you roll up and it's a competitive 6v6 like brawl, and you
if you're getting dunked on, you're gonna stay dunked on.
Right, you stay dunked on.
I would like, if it's gonna be locked loadouts, I would like something when you're loading into Iron Banner for like the first few times that says, "Hey, the loadouts are locked." Because mofos
not everyone reads the
TWAB. Not even read the TWAB. Aren't even going to pay attention when it says on the thing lock loadouts. Because GMs say it.
Yeah. They're also
aren't going to pay attention. So can we put something that says that for the first few matches you play? Please.
I can get behind that. Like give them like a flashing warning.
There's also going to be people that complain no matter what. So
no matter what, and sometimes you just got to work past them because someone's always going to be unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you even have people who are complaining right now that hand cannons aren't as powerful in PvP, and I'm like, shut up.
They're the same exact thing.
Oh my god, they're so good. Yeah,
if anything, I want to see 120s get a buff.
Honestly, here's my controversial opinion.
Terrifying.
120s were never an actual like 120 like not 120s. Hand cannons are dead in PvP. They've reached a healthy medium in PvP, because before you couldn't duel a pulse rifle versus a hand cannon. You were just gonna die. Like the flinch resistance that hand cannons gave you, that you could just pop off. It was just 1, 2, 3 tap. You were dead from a hand cannon. Versus a pulse rifle, you have to aim. You have to make sure you're not hitting all body shots. You have to make sure you're doing what you need to do to hit those shots. Same thing with SMGs. Same thing with sidearms. Like you had a disadvantage compared to hand cannons. So if people were walking around with shotguns and hand cannons, they were always going to win their fights. And there was someone made a video, I forget who it was, where they were like, yo, pulse rifles have always been healthy. No, they have not. You're a lying sack of crap. Like pulse rifles have been diminished for so long that it took something like Desperado on a messenger to come into play to make pulse rifles relevant. Pulse rifles needed their overall power buff. They needed their aim assist to be at a healthy medium. They needed everything to be in a really good place for them to be worth it. And they're finally there, and people are mad about it that hand cannons aren't able to be dominant versus a pulse rifle all the time now. And it's like, really? You're mad?
That's what a healthy mode is.
Right.
One thing I want is Sturm to have less recoil.
That was so out of pocket.
Maybe that's one of their 27 rebuffs.
No,
I
gotcha.
hope, because I was trying to use Sturm the other day as a meme because I was leveling up my Dragon PvP. And I was like, I'm gonna throw Sturm on. I'm gonna have the match. I'm gonna use the perk. I'm gonna use them together to have the perks, and it was just like, boom! And like the gun went way up, and I'm just like, why?
I mean, it's a
Why are you
high
like
reward
this?
and high skill weapon because if you get a kill with the rain, you're two tapping people with Sturm almost.
Right.
I don't
So
think you quite two tap them, but there's a point.
It definitely becomes a factor in play. Prince, I think Tol cut you off. What were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
Oh no!
Oh no, I think I said, can you tell he's a pulse rifle whore?
Yeah,
Rude. But no, like,
Oh, you just went on a spiel about how they were doing the
I'm
pulse
so
rifles
confused.
wrong.
Do you like pulse rifles or you don't like pulse
So when
rifles?
I say I'm a pulse rifle whore, it means that I legitimately would use pulse rifles despite them being not meta. Like I legitimately was running like a
but they
Reese
are
Walker.
meta.
No, like beforehand, back before they got the
okay.
buff, I was running around with like a Darkest Before and a Reese Walker and was winning trials matches. Like I was that guy who will ride or die. I remember playing freaking Transformers War for Cybertron and like using a pulse rifle. I love the way pulse rifles feel. I love that they give you more control.
Fantastic.
I've heard yesteryear with Desperado is pretty good.
But that's my controversial take when it comes to pulse rifles. Like Desperado defeats the purpose of having a pulse rifle. It damn near makes it an auto rifle. So just use an auto rifle. Oh, well, auto rifles aren't that powerful. That's a Bungie problem. That's not a you problem. You just prefer ARs. So talk to Bungie about buffing ARs and putting ARs at a healthy point. That way we don't have another summoner meta. If you put,
ARs are so good right now.
Like if you put So it's like if you put ARs in a healthy meta and put pulse rifles in a healthy meta, because we should never have a meta where just one gun is the top of the board every week. You should see a plethora of guns.
Telesto.
Like
Telesto.
Did you hear the train just veer off the rail?
Once we're done with this, I have something a topic I want to pull up from last week.
Yeah,
I forgot about. No, not sorry, actual serious, not Telesto. When we're done with our Iron Banner, which I still need to get a good Reese Walker.
I blame Priz for what just happened so bad.
Okay, I have been quiet for a while.
Telesto.
But like, you didn't even add anything like to the conversation. You just went to Telesto. That was so rude.
You're like one gun shouldn't be the meta at Telesto.
All right, but you know, so like overall, like that was the big thing in regards to that. Let's get back on track here. Fucking y'all veered me off so hard. I swear to God, my whole brain is not a function now. So, and then the other thing that's been kind of getting hinted at, Paul Tassie's been like sweating his ass off, like telling everyone, "Hey, there's an end of season event coming in the coding. Like it's coming, guys, it's coming." And I'm like, I don't even care, bro. Like that could be a cutscene for all I care. Like we don't need a whole.
Can we get a golf ball like last season? That was great.
Like, because apparently there's a whole thing coming where we're gonna like put glimmer or coins or something into like reinvesting stuff into the Elixir corner and making it more better or something like that.
More better. Hang on.
More better.
Telesto. More better. Telesto.
Jesus, I can't stand y'all. But like, and apparently this has been coming. People thought this was what the Telesto thing was gonna be. But like that's not a thing. So in the next 2-3 weeks, we're supposed to get this event. I'm
Maybe
like, okay,
fighting us because it got leaked.
Maybe, which that would be hilarious because if Bungie was getting so sick of everyone leaking everything, they just didn't do that.
Yeah,
Telesto.
Jesus Christ. So moving on from there. So what did we forget from last week?
Well, I wasn't forget, but we had a listener question that was really good that I wanted to make its own segment.
Sure, let's go for it.
So this was from Madge. So they asked about what my theories for the dungeon next season, but the question after that I really wanted to touch on. Any thoughts on the end of season quest line? Do you think there will be more before the season is over? And and we go to Lightfall. Obviously, we have next season, and right now, my theory, as like you have all the red the red yarn, everything points to a Rasputin and a season on Europa. So
Okay.
and we know we're getting a dungeon next season as well. But for the end of season quest line, I'm just going to stick with the Paul Tassi theory of Telesto.
Telesto.
Gross.
But no,
Stop
on
it.
all seriousness, I think we are probably going to fix up the Elixir quarters because it's been lacking in there, and they need some love.
Well, yeah, because originally it was legit. They just turned a raid area into a thing, and then they're like, now we're actually going to do something with it, which is kind of cool, I
We
guess.
should bring
Right.
back the raid.
I agree. I like agree with it.
Give me my point of confidence back.
It's just like Prince yelling from the corner. Give it back.
Because I was confident I could teach it. I took an entire group of people that had never done it before, and I taught them myself, and we got through it. Got through the whole fucking thing. And they took it from me.
They took it from you?
Took it from me.
What are your theories on the dungeon next season? What do you think we're going to do?
Facts. We're getting facts.
Ugh.
You ask me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know who he was asking.
yeah.
You like popped out a little bit, like as you were saying Falcons. I knew you said Falcon, but it didn't sound like you said Falcons.
Well,
so,
let's
like,
see. What locations don't have a dungeon yet? We don't have a
Europa.
dungeon on Europa, and we don't have a dungeon on Nessus.
Facts.
And we don't have a dungeon on
Wrong world.
EDZ. We don't have dungeons.
Vex dungeon, please.
I mean, if they
Panda, shut up with your Vex
if they
dungeon.
just counted,
I just want
as-
to Vex dungeon.
If we don't, if it's not an Ada season, if it is like an Ada Rasputin season, it'll probably be in the EDZ, and I think it'll be like bunker diving for Rasputin in EDZ,
Vex.
like Niobe Labs, and it'll be like Black Armory.
Bro, like imagine if a fucking
Imagine if it was a Black Army. That'd be insane. Like the Black Army weapons come back in the dungeon. Oh,
yeah, I would be living in that dungeon. You would not see me. I would be doing the podcast from the dungeon. You would not see me.
Excuse me, I did not
I'm
ask
not
to be in the splash zone of whatever just happened on Mike there.
Okay, what if the dungeon is on Europa and it's in the Deepstone Crypt, and our whole goal in the Deepstone Crypt is we are building, because that's where the exos are built. What if our whole goal is going into the
Well, I imagine
in
the
there
dungeon
and
will
building
get us to
Rasputin his whole-
Neomuna.
right?
The way you guys
That's
keep
my
saying
take.
this feels like a really weird game of Clue. What if it's here doing this with this person? Like,
Well, like,
So
what if
comical.
what if we're going to the Deep
What if
Stone
we're in space and we
What if we're Telesto?
Telesto?
no, Telesto's the final
we're like
boss.
animorphs?
What if
start
we
morphing
literally
into
become Telesto?
Well, back to what I was saying.
Telesto.
Toll's just
Telesto.
anyway.
Anyway,
Now you know how I
we're
feel.
going into the Deep Stone Crypt to build Rasputin a body.
A body?
That's
I'd be down with that.
What,
I can see that
what if
happening.
we put Rasputin in Telesto?
What if?
Like how we
It
have
would
the
be
worm talking to us.
Inception.
Like how we have the worm talking to us in the wellspring while it's in the gun. Imagine if we have fucking Telesto with Rasputin.
Oh my god.
That's
Telesto?
Well, honestly, I'm with Toll that probably will be a Rasputin season in like an exo body.
That's
like
what
we
he
could
does.
go
And-
easy and go into like Rasputin. We could go into Rasputin bunkers.
Yeah.
Supposedly
you
they
go
added
bunker
them back to the
diving.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm back
I haven't
in.
gone to go
pretty
looking.
badass. So that'll be interesting. So like I very much like I just give me a Vex dungeon, please, buddy.
Gross.
But like, it's just I need
I
it.
just think
No,
there's such like a boring enemy because it's just gonna be a big Hydra with a weird name,
bunch
and
of
it's just
danger
gonna have like a
chickens.
yep, and just like a weird
Danger
Vex
chickens?
shield.
But like,
I want
no,
murder chickens like that.
I'm in the camp of Bife though, where like you just need a really good narrative director to come in or narrative team member to come in and be like, "Yo, let's actually get back to putting lore behind the Vex and make them not just be drones. Let's do something with it. Let's actually do something worth people's time with the Vex and give them a little bit of shine before we put so much focus on the darkness." And the Cabal and the Shadow Cabal and fucking all this other nonsense. Let's give the Vex one more shot. And also, the reason why I keep emphasizing a Vex dungeon, especially if it's not like a Vex themed season, like the idea of them doing another dungeon that is paid to get in, unless you have the premium edition, is paid to get in with the key. It should not be narrative focused. That was the biggest misstep of Duality, was having it so tied to the narrative that if next season, once Lightfall comes out and Duality is just sitting in a corner, unless you watch a Bife video and you're a new player, you have no idea what's going on. You have absolutely no idea what's going on. So like,
maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't be season focused then.
Right. That's why I hope it's not. Like, I hope it's not like a season focus, because that was the biggest misstep of Duality, was having it be tied to the season, because you're gonna have so many people who have no idea who the fuck Kynal is. Well, Kynal will be around. Like, you'll have no idea who Gaul is, no idea who Callus is, unless you're playing Lightfall. Like, you have no idea what's going on.
Know who Galron is either.
No idea who Galron is, because the fucking the Crown of Sorrow.
Wait, but I don't hear you
having
any beef with Shattered Throne.
See, here's my counter to the Shattered Throne argument. Curse Week's still a thing. Last Wish is still a thing.
Yeah, those things are.
You can there's still if you have a new light character, you'll
have to go through that content.
Yeah, there's still a mission that you could go do on the Dreaming City that says like Forsaken : like Dreaming City, that tells you about the Dreaming City. So there's enough there contained in that you could go do that, versus like Duality, where it's just Cabal nonsense that no one has any context for.
Yeah.
Wait, what dungeon? What enemy type doesn't have a dungeon yet?
Vex.
Fake.
I
Literally,
mean,
another fallen dungeon.
Grasp of Avarice. There you go.
Grasp of Avarice. Yeah. Yeah.
I put it all on the board. We need a Vex dungeon.
You got me with logic and facts. I might be a Vex dungeon.
Me using logic and facts? That doesn't make any sense.
Quick, someone feel the ground hold.
Hey, I got a question for everybody in the chat. I got a question for everybody.
What up?
No, this is a serious one. So we know we're getting about 26, 27 changes to exotic weapons next season. What is your top most exotic weapon that you haven't talked about? That's not like, because I know you're gonna say Whisper or something.
You
like
can't
that.
say Borealis.
I was gonna say Queensbreaker, but all right.
We've already talked about those. Like, what are some exotic? What's the exotic? Weapon you want to see changes? That's not Queensbreaker. That's not Whisper of the Worm, because we've talked about those so much. People know we want.
Okay.
Let's share something that we don't really talk about that we want to see changed. Like, I'm not bringing up Borealis.
I want Coldheart to be switched to Stasis.
Because it has cold in it. I understand. Okay.
I think Lumina's extra shots that you can shoot at your teammates should be buffed and make it more relevant.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
That's a good one.
I don't know. I like Coldheart because I've been having fun with it, using it, because I was like, I want to try out other exotics. While
he comes into a freaking lobby with me and goes, "Hey Panda, did you know Coldheart can generate ionic traces?" I'm like, "Yes, Toll. I also have been playing D2 for 5 years."
I didn't know that. I'll be honest, I didn't know that.
I didn't
know
that
either.
either.
Like, what is this? This is new to me.
Or since I think is it Thorn or is it Malfeasance that's supposed to be the opposite of Lumina?
Thorn.
Okay, so yeah, or make Thorn's shots work kind of like Lumina and give it an extra fuck you shot.
That would be cool. One gun that I would really enjoy. I don't want to give it Volt Shot, but I wanted to do something like that actually is worth people's time. I want Symmetry to do a thing.
Oh,
Because I really would enjoy, like, especially because they keep giving us Anti-Barrier Scout and like having arc synergy. It would be really cool if Symmetry could do a thing in high-end PvE content.
it makes sense if it was like a disruption gun with
Right.
Volt Shot.
I loved it when it
Yeah, like if it,
Yeah, it is too.
because these days Symmetry ain't doing a thing, and I want Symmetry to do a thing. You know what? I'll be the controversial motherfucker in the room because I'm tired of people just saying it for a meme. I legitimately want Salvation's grip to do a fucking thing besides being a meme.
Yeah, it like genuinely should do something.
was great for
besides
taking the raid, and I don't
shape the
think anybody
battlefield.
use it anymore.
Right, like
Yeah,
other than
we
like
don't need
it
to
being
shape
a
the
Oom
battlefield
machine,
anymore.
other than it being a Oom machine, it doesn't do anything. So like legitimately, like you know how cool it would be if it actually tied to your grenade, so you could like shoot dust fields at people, or you could like shoot cold snaps on the ground and just send cold snaps at people. Like that would be dynamic. That would be shifting the meta a little
What
bit.
if it could be a freeze thrower? Like it just shoots like a.
What if you could
concentrated-
change the type of grenade it shoots?
That's what I'm saying. Like if it just shot dust fields at people, like just shot
Yeah.
dust fields at walls, it just changed, like just slows people on contact.
If it did
What
that,
if it
you
shot
would
like a
see us
slowing
in the
beam?
same podcast, like months down the line, and we would be bitching about it.
Yeah,
Not because in PvP it only gets like 2 shots. You mean
someone
like
would pull the receipts.
yeah, pull the receipts. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Pull the receipts.
It's like us pulling
Pull the receipts.
whether or
Check
not-
them receipts.
November 11th.
All right. I don't know if I know I brought this up this week, but I don't know if I brought it up on the podcast. I want to see Merciless get incandescent. I want to see Merciless do something.
Yeah.
The thing is
I
just
can see
kind of
See, Merciless actually actually kind of like it's a sleeper right now because I saw it in the trials last week and I was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like so many people were actually one-shotting me with it. I genuinely was super fucking confused. So like that was kind of cool to see.
And the other one I have is more of a quality of life change. The Suros regime, you know how you can like switch the firing mode in the gun itself? Can we just make that like a hold square to change its firing mode, please? Like, I don't want to have to go into the like. I know I'm preaching to the choir.
That'd be a
but
good quality of life change.
It's just a quality of life where I can like go into. I don't have to go into my menu, and it's just hold square, and it goes the kerchink.
Right, because like that's what you can do with Symmetry. With Symmetry, you just hold down the square and it changes the whole damn fire mode and animation. So, like you would think by now that Suros could just have an animation, like whether it's just reload or a hard reload, and just change the whole gunfire mode.
Or have it just do like the kerchink.
2 inches from you.
What, Bruce?
I heard my dog growl, and I turned around, and the cat was trying to lay next to her on a different cushion of the couch. I forgot my mic was on. Sorry.
I was like, what the hell? So yeah, no, like that. I this is my controversial pick because I want Salvation Grip to do a thing. That's my like thing there. Also, Telesto.
Telesto.
Telesto. But like, I think if they keep Telesto as is, no one will complain.
Did we actually have any listener questions, Toll?
I put one in the thing.
I did. I only got one. I only got one.
I put a screenshot. Ma'am.
When did you put that screenshot? Because it's been like a hot minute.
Going back. It was from my TikTok.
Oh, I think I got it. Thoughts on bringing more raid armor ornaments in D2 or maybe like an armor memento system? That's been something that's been talked about a lot recently, where there should be a raid memento, because that would give, especially for master content, that would give something like for people to grind towards is a raid memento. However, I feel like the issue with a raid memento is that motherfuckers could legitimately just keep going into the master raid over and over again, like versus like trials where it's once a week.
Well,
or
no,
like
it'll probably be capped again.
Yeah, like you need to cap that.
Grandmasters, you have to like just do the Grandmaster and you get one.
Yeah, or like Gambit, it's a chance to get one. So like, I feel like
I don't want to talk about the Gambit one. I've only got 2 of those.
I've got like 5 of them.
I will say what I have been saying. Give me back my dynamic ornaments for raid armor.
Yeah,
I know
like,
they missed the
like,
ball so hard on that.
Like they could easily give you like a take-in memento for like King's Fall or something like that. Like you can do some
like,
really cool stuff with it.
To that, I just want to see I want to see the armor from D1 combat from Trials.
Yeah, like the Age of Triumph armor. That'd be dope.
Age of Triumph armor. I want that back.
I think here's my hot take. I feel like you're gonna get the Age of Triumph armor next year once Wrath comes back. Once Wrath comes back, you're gonna see Age of Triumph armor come back.
When Wrath
like,
comes back, I want my fucking raid armor that I can put a thing in and I have fucking nanites sizzling all over my body. That's what I want back.
If Wrath comes back, I want my D1. I want that rocket launcher to come back. That thing is fun.
I want my Dogma Unchained.
With Pan and I replaying D1, I've been able to use that because I had it, and I'm just having a blast. Also, I missed the shotgun from King's Fall.
Yeah, man, I keep seeing Toll play with it in D1. I'm like, bro, why? That's my other thing. It's like, why did Bungie only select certain guns to come back from D1? I actually like they're porting in all new content and like it costs money, but like with Vogue, they didn't bring back the pulse rifle. With this, they didn't bring back the shotgun. Like it's just like, why are you not giving us the content?
Like the hand cannon, yes. They didn't have to bring back Quillum's Thermos. No one would have cared.
Yeah, Quillum's Thermos ain't doing shit. Like that's a waste of a fucking heavy slot.
You didn't even have to put a heavy in. You literally could have just had the shotgun in instead, or the auto rifle. Just put the shotgun in instead, and people would have been happy.
Right.
Like, maybe they'll bring him back later.
Maybe.
As like new incentives.
Like again, that's what could have been in the Master Raid is those specific weapons.
Yeah, that'd been kind of cool.
You can only get them harrowed.
Fuck the Master
You can't
Raids.
get them any other.
Bring me back original hard mode with new things, new challenges, not champions.
Like, you can only get those weapons harrowed. You can only get them like they can't be crafted. You can only get them harrowed. Like you can only get them adept. That's it.
Harrowed.
Harrowed. I don't know.
All right, Telesto. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show, folks. Don't forget that you listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, for Toll, Spotify, YouTube, all those great places. Amazon Music Audible. You cannot listen to the show on Telesto. That's where I draw the line. But well, you do.
Sounds like anti-propaganda against Telesto.
Oh my god,
John the Nog.
Shame.
Jesus. Anyway, Priz, what is your closing statement for the episode?
I don't have so much a closing statement as I do a community shout out, if that makes sense.
Go for it.
So recently, and anybody that has listened to the show in the past, we had a special guest on by the name of The Solid X. And recently, he streams on TikTok and on Twitch. We've been going into his chats and helping him hit different little goals that we can. And we have jokingly and now entirely seriously taken on the moniker of the Solid Support Squad. If you ever need someone who's really down to earth, really kind, genuine person to watch stream, who's actually hilarious and helps out the community,
entertaining,
I would strongly suggest following him or giving his stream a watch because he's great. He's hilarious. We recently got him his 60 sub bet that he couldn't get, so he has to use sidearms for an entire month. And at some point, he is going to be trying to save up for either a new mic or a new RAM upgrade for his computer because we recently got him his new CPU, so now he can stream in 4K. He won't tell us what it costs, and he won't ask you for the money, but he does have a donation link. Yes. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Falcon, what's your closing statement of the week?
I've been doing this thing on TikTok now. I need to do it again today, but I don't see a lot of positive affirmation when it comes to Destiny. I think you need to remind yourself every day when you play this game that you can enjoy it exactly the way you want to enjoy it. And
Exactly.
as long as you're having fun and not taking things away from other people, just enjoy your time. Be at peace with that and just have fun.
I do like seeing your daily affirmations from the top half of your face. When they usually come across my feed like first thing in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. So.
Good. But yes.
Cool.
All right. So what you got?
Give me a follow on TikTok at the Pollinator. Like, I'm posting
Not
stuff.
to self
plug,
I have fun stuff.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm having fun.
there.
We're posting
Yes.
meme videos. Like, come give me a follow. Come hang out with my TikTok. Get me up there so I can start live streaming on TikTok.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Also, give my Twitch a follow, the Tollinator. We're gonna be setting up
Man,
stuff
it's just
there.
going full promo mode. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Last thing I have to say is all hail Telesto. Telesto.
My closing statement is I know that like at the end of the season, burnout is a pain. And I know like right now with the holidays coming, people are kind of like struggling and suffering a little bit. I've had a rough couple weeks, but like yesterday, everything just kind of swung together the way I needed it to. So like never lose hope, y'all. Like on some real ish, like things will seem so bleak and so depressing sometimes, but then your ghost will just pick you up that last time and it'll make you feel like you actually can beat the boss. So just keep going. Don't give up. And also, what's happening?
I was just saying, life is the witness, and we will beat the witness.
Yes,
and you can win life.
My in game the closing statement is to anyone who really wanted Crota's End to come back as a raid. Here's what you do: you play Master or the Legend mode of Dares of Eternity with 3 people. And Crota will beat the fuck out of you. Because me, Toll, and another clan member went in there just to say, fuck it, we're going to get the achievement done with like 2 to 4 people. We went in there and fucking Crota was kicking us in the dick. So like
that's a bad one to do it on.
Yeah, like if anyone tells you that like they really want Crota's End back, tell them to do that.
I would say it won't ever come back because Crota's in.
Yeah, like he's literally in the game, so like you're never gonna see Crota's End come back. I'm sorry, like it's just not gonna happen.
He'll kick your dick in, but will you ever be able to emote at him through the window and him point at you? No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, all right, folks. We will catch you next time. We will catch you Starside. Peace out.
Bye.
Telesto.
Telesto.